It's still available. Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you how to install this intelligent steering wheel into your RC-F. I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube and nobody wired it this way. Okay, so I got the all data for it. Everybody's wiring the 12 volt into the headlight switch. Like there's a 12 volt through the clock spring that's for the headlights, or when you turn the lights on. So you have to have your lights on for the steering wheel to work. Well, if you get in there and you look on the heater relay, or it's just a heater module inside the steering wheel, there's a 12 volt ignition source right to it, and that's inside the steering wheel. So we're going to wire ours there. All right, so the only thing different on this is from what I was watching other videos is they just got the steering wheel. I got one with heating elements in it because mine has heated steering, and that's also why we're going to be wiring it. So if your car does not have heated steering, then you're going to have to wire it a different way. And I don't know that there is a 12 volt power source coming through the clock spring that you can wire to, except for the light switch, which is what everybody else was doing. But if you have a heated steering wheel, this is the way to go, because then you'll have ignition power. Whenever you turn the car on, the steering wheel gets power. Very easy to do, honestly. There's a ground there for the horn, so you're going to ground it. You got to run the power wire to a wire on the heated control assembly, and then out the other end of the module there's 4 wires that come out of that, and we're gonna have to wire those in, because I was under the assumption, since it was a Lexus steering wheel, that there wouldn't be any, it would be a plug and play, you know what I mean? That's not the case. I was a little shocked whenever this came, and here are the heating element wires, and it's a red and a black, obviously positive, negative, and then this is going to be your thermistor wires. One's supposed to be ground and one's supposed to be the input, and I'll be real honest with you, this has no directions for that, so we're gonna have to figure that. I mean, I don't think it's gonna hurt. I don't know which wire is which on this, so it's like we're just got to 50-50 guess it and see if our heated steering wheel works. And first thing we're going to do, disconnect the battery. I'll get to you after that, because we want to get that airbag out first. Then we're going to hook the battery back up, because I need to do some testing. Make sure that all my wiring is going to be correct and stuff like that. Other than that, everything that you get a signal to for this is an OBD module that plugs in, and it's a piggyback system. So you don't lose your OBD2 plug. You got to get up under the dash where your OBD2 plug is. You got to pop it out, hook this up, put that back in the normal spot, and then you just got to tuck this up under the dash somewhere. So that's, as you can see. And then that's going to give me all of my RPMs and my engine controls and stuff, and we're going to have to set the steering wheel up after that. I really don't know what I'm doing there, but we're going to figure it out. Alright, so here we are in the dark in my car. Make sure you crack your window before you disconnect the battery, or you're going to have trouble getting the door open, because the window has to come down to get out of the seal and stuff. It is raining, not bad, so we'll deal with it. Now, there's 2 plugs on the steering wheel. Another thing you want to do is make sure your steering wheel is straight. Now, we can assess that later. That's no big deal. I think I have it locked right now, and it's fairly straight right now. So, all right, so there's a plug. Where is that? Is this it? I think this is it, and there should be one on this side too. Yeah, right there. We're gonna pop those off, so get yourself a pick and just work it in there somewhere. Okay, they have a notch in it in the front right here. So get in there on it, pop those out. One, there we go. Okay, there's going to be 3 pins in this. 1, 2 here, and 1 down here. You're going to have to get in there with a flat screwdriver and one by one get these pins out and this will pop out. So let me try to do that. Is it up here? Right here. All right. Now we should be loose. Let's see. All right. Now there's going to be 2 plugs on the back and a ground. So and there's a ground wire right here. This is where we're going to hook our ground up for our new steering wheel. I believe that's the ground. Yeah, that's the ground. Or you can hook it up here. You can hook it up in many places. Or you can hook it up over here. We'll figure it out. You get a little pick on these. You get in there and pop them out like this. And then they pull off. Might need to use a little force. They've probably never been out. And then the other one's just a ground clip. Let me get this off and we'll get into this. Okay, so now everything on your steering wheel, you're gonna have to transfer over. And I can see right here is my heated steering wheel module, and that's where we're gonna tap into the power and the ground, which is right here. This is what I was looking for. So one of these is gonna be power. One's power, one's ground, and I left the work instructions inside. The other ones are like power on certain parameters. So, and then right here are the ones that go out to the steering wheel. It looks like, I mean, I have the readout, but it looks like there's a red, black, and then 2 green there for the thermistor. But I have my voltmeter, so I got to hook the battery back up. And we're going to come in here and we're going to start checking things. So let me go get my diagram, and I'll come back and we'll check this stuff now. All right, so I hooked the power back up. As of right now, I just want to find my ignition power. So like I said, it's on this plug here, and these wires run right there into the clock spring, and all 4 of them are right there, easy to probe at. I can actually probe at the connector instead of the actual, wire, and we can figure out which one of these. According to this, it's going to be, so this front one right here is the power wire, which runs up to right here. So let me hook this up again, and we're going to shut the ignition off and make sure that it goes out with it. Yep. Make sure we still have power when we start it. Okay. Yep. So that's the wire we want to use for sure. I want to check the power to the back. So this should be power, this should be ground, and these should be your thermistor. They're backwards from the way it shows on here. So let me test these wires. Let me test these wires for the heater. All right, so off camera, I did test these wires down here, and they are exactly as I thought. Red is power, black is ground. This is the ground for the thermistor, and the far one over there is the input. So, like I said, I don't know because they're not labeled on that steering wheel. There's no directions on the heating element, so we're just going to have to, before we finalize that, we're just going to have to hook them together and make sure that our heated steering wheel works. I want to start disconnecting everything, and then I'm just going to get this steering wheel off of here, and then we're going to take this in to transfer everything over. All right, got this disconnected, this disconnected, and I don't see anything else that needs to be disconnected, but I could be wrong because I think a lot of this is going to come off with it. Steering wheel is straight. I think this is a 19, but as you can see, I etched a mark in the center of that just to orient it. Hopefully we get this correct the first time. I have to go get my impact gun. What you're going to do is you're going to crack that loose and leave it on there, then smack the back of your steering wheel until it breaks loose, then run the nut off the whole way, then take the steering wheel off. All right, it is in fact a 19. That wasn't very hard at all. Like I said, you're going to leave that on there and give her a couple whacks. Normally I do both sides. Hold on a minute here. Got the steering wheel moved now. Yeah, let me get it closer to my body so I don't have as much room to smack it. There it goes. All right, she broke free. Now we'll see if there's anything else that needs to be disconnected. I'm trying to make sure I have this as straight as possible. Looks like there may be more to it. Might not be. Don't yank it out because those clock springs are fragile. And you don't want to have to replace that. I can tell you that right now. Everything we need's in here. All right, let's take this inside and transfer everything over. All right, so I say we start with getting these covers off. So obviously these 4 screws, there's one there for that module. There's another one there for that module. I don't know what that module, oh, that's the cruise control switch is what that is. So as you can see, everything's just going to transfer over. Everything's on here that we need. Let's get this cover off so we can see more inside of here.
$1 ones were scratch offs. No, they're instant plays. I bet spent $10 in instant plays and I won $100. So I paid for it.
Only you! Only you!
By accident, so it paid for my lottery tickets. Because I lost 20, gained 80. I don't even know how that happened.
You have a gambling problem.
I wasn't even trying. It was for other people. I got the wrong damn shit.
You can't say that stuff on YouTube.
Well, don't record me.
Sorry. I need evidence of this.
Yeah, it was crazy.
All right, well, we're up 100.
Well, 80.
80, okay, yeah. All right. I was really torn because I didn't want to mess this up, but you have to cut the wires off the steering wheel. It's just the way it is. Anyways, this goes in here like this, and I'm gonna figure out how I want to wire this. I think I'm gonna wire everything down here, down low. Figure out the wiring, and then I'll show it to you after I get this all in here. All right. As for right now, I just wired the ground and the power right off of the plug there. Now I need to get these 2 thermistor wires right here. And I read thermistors are not polarity sensitive. They can go either direction. So it doesn't matter which way I wire these. It'll work. So I'm going to tape these up. And then I'll get the wires all situated and stuff. Oh, and also this is the power for the LCD screen. And the blue wire we are not going to use. We just need a power and a ground. And I like how they already have a loop on there. So the power I'm going to have to chop off of there so that I can wire it into this harness here. The heater, I got everything wired into that heater plug. This is the heater module. But the red wire, they make this easy for you, is the ignition 12 volt, and I didn't get enough, so I got solder on the other side, but I didn't get enough on that side, so I'm going to put a little bit more solder on there. But this is what's going to feed the power to the LCD screen. So we got everything back together. It seems to fit pretty well. You have to fit those extra wires in for the heated steering wheel element. I'm still worried if that's going to work or not. I don't know. But we got everything what looks to be back in place. Now we have one wire we're going to have to feed through to plug in here to the clock spring, and then these go into the clock spring. And oh, this one doesn't go here. This blue one goes on this side over here. So it goes there, that goes there. You feed your airbag wires through right there. And then these you want to get tucked down out of the way of the airbag. So let's go put this in the car. The OBD thing, I'm probably going to do that off camera, but I got to pull the bottom panel down out to get the OBD2 plug out, plug it in, and then put the other one in, and then I can hide the box up underneath that panel too. So for now, I'm just going to plug it into the OBD2 port and let it hang to see if everything here works. Now I still have power hooked up, so before I do put the airbag back in, I am going to have to disconnect the battery and wait 15 minutes. Right now it appears our clock spring has moved. It should be like in the upright position, but it's only going to fit in the back of the steering wheel one way. So just be gentle with it.
That's what she said.
I'm going to try to feed all these wires through and then get it lined up to go in. Alright, so now I'm going to plug this thing in, the OBD2, and then we're going to see what happens. Okay, so it's just hanging for now. The steering wheel, I'm not, I don't know if I got it centered. It feels like it's either that way or this way, so I don't know which way is actually centered. It should center itself whenever I turn the ignition on. Oh! Look at that. Now we're going to have airbag lights because I have it disconnected. Alright, so there's two little buttons on this. One's like a back button, one's a forward button, and you're going to go through your menus through a series of going through the menu and then holding down this button, and then you'll click either one to go up or down. Like right now, I don't know about the downshift light, but I just adjusted the lights on the steering wheel to go with the RPM. Now, if you didn't know, a red line on this, which it's not warm yet, a red line is like 7,300 RPMs, and so I set it to flash red when it gets to 7,100. You can set that however you want. That was right there. There you go. So now you can see it. Now I can select that by holding this button in, and you can see we have it set to 7,100 focus. And then I'll just hold this button to go back, and it goes back. I hold it again, takes me out of the menu. You can set a track timer on here. Oh, you can set your colors. Oh. So this thing has turn signals built in. I did not know that. What am I doing? There we go. So it has the engine RPMs. You had to switch it to mile per hour. It was set to kilometers. Also the temperature, it was set to Celsius, so I had to change that to Fahrenheit. That's your maintenance, which I'm surprised it even shows that. And I don't know what that is. Timing? No, can't be. I don't know. I don't honestly know. I have to look in the instructions. But anyways, I got like one screw to put in this thing, which is the main one. I'm not going to over tighten it because I want to drive this thing and see if my steering wheel's off. It might be. I might not even be able to do it. It might be the way that the car is aligned. It might be off regardless, and I'll have to get in alignment. But that, you know, it is what it is. I wanted this steering wheel. It was just kind of like a little gift to myself. And it's wet out. I can go drive it. Okay, I understand. Down the lights come on at 1,000 RPMs now, the way I have it set. And as it goes up to 7,300, then they'll climb up. All right, I did have to take the steering wheel off and reclock it. I feel like it's still a little bit off, but not like as far off as it was the other direction. So it is what it is. It was, I don't know. Maybe it is pretty straight. Not bad. I'm also happy to report that the heaters work. I have the heated steering wheel on, and I can feel it getting warm now. It took a little while. Of course, the factory ones are also the same way. They take a while to warm up, but yeah, I can actually feel heat coming through. So they do work. I did it right. Changed all my settings again since I had the battery disconnected. Fit and finish, awesome. I did drive it, and I do like it. The way I have it set up right now is whenever I'm cruising below 1,000 RPMs, none of the RPM lights are on. They start at 1,000 RPMs and then run up. I don't know, I might change that in the long run, but it's totally customizable. Like, you can change all these lights however you want. I didn't know you could put a turn signal module in there, so they I think that would be annoying, flashing with the turn signals. But yeah, I do like it. I like the flat bottom, everything about it. It wasn't that bad to do. Just figuring out the wiring was the hardest part. And like I said, every video I've seen on YouTube, everybody wires into the light switch, so you have to turn the lights on for it to work. The way I have it now, when you turn the key on, that's when it comes on. So finished up down here, put two-sided tape on that box and stuck it to the side of that fuse panel underneath. There's a big flat surface there. It sticks, I mean, it was perfect. Stuck it right there. All the wires are tucked out. Now I have the OBD2 port that comes off of that box that goes down. It's sticking down underneath here just like the factory one was, so it looks factory. So there you go. You're wondering how to wire this thing up the correct way. I don't know if I just showed you. It might not be the correct way, but that's how I did it, and that's how I like it. So if you found this video helpful, smash that like button. Maybe consider subscribing. That dislike button if you're just going to wire it to the light switch like everybody else did. And we'll see you on the next episode of Alright. And today we're all sleepy heads. Oh, look at you, Sleepy. Sleepy head number 1. Oh, kisses. Thank you. That was sweet. Sleepy head number 2. Oh. That was a ferocious yawn. It was ferocious. Look at these things. Oh, you give me kisses too. Oh, that was sweet. Man, what did I do to deserve this? Sleepyhead number 3. What are you doing, Stu Man? Yeah? You're gonna be president someday, aren't ya? Stu Man, where are we going? Over on Mommy's desk. President Stu. Last but not least, my little girl, Stella. She loves Daddy. So much. Huh. So much. You want to say bye-bye to people? Want to say bye-bye? Stu Man, say bye-bye.